KUSH, Hollywood.
We are now leaving the theme park behind and heading on down to the heart of the working studio. Here to get us started on the tour is my co-host. You might know him from Saturday Night Live or The Tonight Show. It's Mr. Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide.
Zack.
And the greatest driver.
Grant.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Grant
owes me $5.
Shameful.
I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
That's right. We do have a few safety rules I need to go over real quick. First, if you need guest assistance or you're having a medical emergency, or if you drop something of value off the side of the tram, or if you're having any sound or video issues, just reach up and grab that red E-cord that's running along the center of the ceiling of the aisle, and I'll make sure to come back and assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please remain seated and keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. The studio is private property, so if at any point during the tour, if you drop your phone or glasses off the side of the tram, just reach up, grab that cord, but again, remain seated. Do not jump off of the tram. And please, no smoking of any kind during the tour. Now be prepared. Our tour today features loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and many water effects. You're going to want to have your cameras out for great photo opportunities, but keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. Finally, for your safety and those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while you are on board. Alright, we are now heading on down what we like to call the Universal timeline. On your right, you're going to see some movie posters. This is just a handful of the thousands of films the Universal Studios have produced over 100 plus years. Now, the most important date in our history is March 15th, 1915. That was the day that our founder, Carl Laemmle, invited the public into the studio to watch silent movies being made. Guests could walk from set to set and marvel at the new technology involved with filmmaking, but with the invention of sound and the need for quiet on the set, the original walking tour ended. So, cut to the 1960s. Under the leadership of company chairman Lou Wasserman and executives Al Dorskin and Jay Stein, the idea of reviving a tour of the studio returned when the Great Line bus tours that came from Hollywood made a stop at our gates. So, on July 15th, 1964, the first of our red and white candy-striped Glamor Trams took 67 passengers on a 2-hour driving tour of the Universal lot, and the world-famous studio tour was born. We started with 2 drivers, 2 guides, and 1 ticket seller working out of a trailer on Lankershim Boulevard, but since then the tour has expanded with fantastic Hollywood elements. We are now entering the front lot. This is where we house the majority of our 36 sound stages, along with editing labs and pre-production offices. First up, coming up on your left, is Soundstage 12. Now, this is the oldest and largest soundstage on the entire lot. Some of the biggest movie sets in history have been constructed right inside of that soundstage. Take a look.
I am Zack.
That's right, all those films shot inside of that soundstage. Now I'm going to pause the video right here for just a moment. If you look on the screen, this is what a soundstage looks like before production moves in. It's a giant, soundproofed warehouse, a complete blank slate, where the art department can go in and construct any kind of set they can imagine in a completely controlled environment. On your left, we're passing by some more sound stages. You can look inside some of these elephant doors to see what they're working on in there. I'm sure you can imagine why we call those elephant doors. They're large enough for an entire elephant to walk through. A lot of cool productions have been filming in here over the past few years, including Universal's 11th Best Picture winner, Oppenheimer, the Max Original Series Hacks, Ted Season 2, the Peacock Original Series Bel Air. Peacock is our streaming service, by the way. Coming up on your left, we're going to be passing by some production vehicles. This is for Hacks Season 4. They're not filming today, but I think they're going to be back filming this week before the holidays finally take over. And on your left, you can see Soundstage 14, another one of our larger sound stages. That's where we have the Bel Air Mansion set. We also use this soundstage as the Cloud9 Superstore set in the show Superstore. And some really cool movies have filmed in here as well, including my personal favorite, Jurassic Park, and Ron Howard's Apollo 13.
Realism was an essential element for Apollo 13. After all, we were recreating an important moment in American history, a moment many Americans witnessed on television. We thought about filming in Houston, Texas, where the original control room for the Apollo mission still exists. Unfortunately, NASA's engineers didn't have filmmaking in mind when they built Mission Control. Since there was no room for the elaborate camera cranes and tracks we needed for the shots, we had to build our own Mission Control. Everything had to be exact, even down to the tiniest detail.
On your right, we're passing by some more sound stages. Now, these are really well known for their TV shows. Some of the most popular and longest running shows of all time have shot inside of these stages, going all the way back to classics like Leave It to Beaver and The Munsters, up to modern classics like The Office and Parks and Recreation. And new shows filming here as well, including our new sitcom St. Denis Medical, starring David Alan Grier and Allison Tolman, and Ted Danson's new show A Man on the Inside, now streaming on Netflix. Now, you may have noticed on your right the Minions representing Illumination. That's right, we don't just do live action here at Universal. We've also partnered with Illumination. We produce a lot of animated films as well. On your left, let's raise a glass and give a toast to Ted. Hey, Ted. Ooh, Ted's got a beer in his hand. You know, he's earned that beer. His show on Peacock has been a hit. We cannot wait for season 2, and they are filming that today. Now, behind Ted here on your left here, these buildings are known as the production bungalows. These are very important buildings. This is where pre-production takes place. That's basically everything that needs to happen before cameras start rolling. So they might be working on budgets, they might be actors sitting down with producers to see if a role's right for them. They might even be working on some of the actual scripts inside some of these bungalows. Now, a lot of high-profile production companies now call Universal home. Kevin Williamson's production company, Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw Productions, and Mark Platt Productions. Now, they're going to be coming up on your left, and their office has a balloon outside of their office that's highlighting one of their movies that's in theaters right now. It's doing pretty well. I think you may have heard of it. It's called Wicked.
Hey, Studio Tour. You're seeing a lot of behind-the-scenes movie-making magic today, showing you up close how filmmakers, like me, bring our dreams to the big screen. After your tour, the magic of Wicked continues at Universal Studios Hollywood, where you can experience photo ops, props, and costumes from the film, and fun bites and drinks from Shiz and Emerald City. But first, here's a look at Wicked.
Come with me to meet the wizard. I couldn't possibly. This is your moment. I'm pumped.
I think that's something to see. Let me see this. You've gone.
Very good.
Wicked, rated PG.
Across the imaginary boundary onto the back lot, where we have exterior sets for many outdoor scenes. Over the last 60 years, Studio Tour guests have seen these locations turned into big cities, quiet suburbs, even that guy's hometown. Yeah, that guy. For countless movies and TV shows. This is Universal's Metro Sets. the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old. And I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life, sweep you up into the edge. Kong literally does it. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing through Lost Island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
All right, everybody, a quick reminder. Let's please remain seated and keep our arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times.
Okay, glasses on, everybody. We're back in Skull Island.
King Kong 360 3D.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away.
We really created about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels.
An instrumental part of the process of designing these murals was getting to go to the Universal archive. Going there, I got to see in person props from the movie, photos from behind the scenes, original illustrations from those movie posters, all this stuff. I had an early affection for movie monsters. I was always fascinated by the magic behind it. I fell in love with zombie movies, monster movies as a young kid. My world that I come from is skateboarding, graffiti, and comic books. You always had to pay homage to where that art form started. And for me, it started with painting stuff in the street illegally. You know, tagging billboards and dumpsters. You know, without that, I never would be here using spray paint like this.
On your left, this beautiful body of water is known as Park Lake. This is very historic. This is where we filmed Showboat, the musical directed by James Whale. That's where Paul Robeson famously sang Old Man River for that film. We also filmed McHale's Navy here, the TV show from the 60s. And 2024 marks the 70th anniversary of another movie that filmed here in Park Lake, the 3D monster movie Creature from the Black Lagoon. We had Park Lake stand in as the Amazon River for that film. Hey, Gilman! That was Gilman. He's one of our famous Universal movie monsters. Just part of our legacy of horror and monster movies that dates all the way back to Dracula in 1931 and the upcoming Dark Universe, which is going to be part of Universal's Epic Universe, which opens next year in Orlando, 2025. Speaking of movie monsters, we are now entering Little Europe. This is the birthplace of the Universal movie monsters, but you might also recognize it as the afterlife from the hit Mike Schur show, The Good Place.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Okay, well, maybe it's not all that bad.
Hi there. How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
On your left, you can see the all-chocolate everything shop from The Good Place, and that purple alley, that was Flower Alley. Also on the left, that shop on the corner with the blue doors, that was the frozen yogurt shop that was just featured in that clip. Some really cool movies have filmed here as well over the years, including Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. This was both Tortuga and Port Royal for that film. And this was also the fictional kingdom of Genovia in Disney's The Princess Diaries 2, A Royal Engagement. Ooh, on your right, this section of Little Europe is known as the Court of Miracles. This is where the angry villagers would often gather to chase away our movie monsters.
What is it now? The monster. He's in the woods. Get out the bloodhounds. Raise all the men you can, lock the women indoors, and wait for me. Are you ready? Take your torches and go!
A lot of sound stages on the front lot. You saw what it looked like from the outside. Now you see what one looks like on the inside. Welcome to Soundstage 50. Looks like this was designed to be a subway station in San Francisco. Very cool. On your left, you can see this is a hot set. The crew is currently taking their lunch right now, but they left behind all their film and sound equipment. Look, there's the director's chair right next to a camera that's on wheels. It's known as a dolly cam, getting those nice moving tracking shots of an actor. Those mirrors with the lights is for hair and makeup, and next to that is a snack table we like to call craft services. Whoa. It's okay, everybody. We live in Southern California. We get tremors all the time. It's nothing to worry about. We're just going to ride this out, and okay, this actually might be the big one. Everybody, hold on. It's about to get rough. opened back in 1989, 35 years ago, but just reopened this spring with a complete Hollywood makeover. We updated all the props and movie-making equipment, fully bringing the set into the 21st century. All right, everybody, we're about halfway through the tour. That attraction was inspired by an actual film called Earthquake, which came out in 1974. It's an example of a blockbuster film. We're really well known for our blockbusters here at Universal Studios. So why don't we go back to the site of the very first summer blockbuster? That's right, we're headed to Amity Island, home of Steven Spielberg's Jaws. You can see good news, they caught that pesky man-eating shark that's been munching on all the tourists. They're just gonna do one final sweep just to make sure there's not another shark in the water. I mean, I can't possibly imagine. Oh boy. Oh, this is not good. They didn't get all the divers out of the water in time. I bet they forgot George. They always forget George. Hey, George, I don't know if you can hear me, man, but you gotta get out of there. You're gonna get munched. Ooh, yikes. Rest in pieces, George. Everybody needs to remain seated at all times, and we're going to get out of here. And also, let's keep our arms and legs inside of the vehicle if we don't want to lose them. Bruce! Well done, Bruce. He's a nice shark, he just gets a little hangry. Now, I think Bruce worked pretty well today, but you know, the original shark in the movie Jaws did not work as well as Bruce here. They had a lot of issues. In fact, Jaws was delayed 159 days of production. That's a lot of days for a movie. But it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. You see, originally the film was supposed to come out in the winter of 1974, but instead they pushed it to the summer of 1975, and that's how we got the summer blockbuster. The movie was a hit, and I don't think it would have had the same effect if it hadn't come out in the summertime. And in fact, the U.S. beaches actually reported a record low attendance at the beaches that year, and I can't imagine why. We're entering another classic attraction here on the Backlot. We're going to demonstrate how weather effects are created. So let's see if we can get some thunder rumbling up in here. Okay, cool. We got some thunder rumbling through some hidden speakers around here. We got some lightning flashes on the walls over there. That's pretty good. I like that. But hey, wait, what thunderstorm would be complete without the rain? And there you have it. We have summoned a thunderstorm in the middle of a sunny day. Now, if we were on an actual film set right now, we wouldn't really be hearing this thunder. We'd keep it nice and quiet so we can pick up all of the actors' dialogue, and the rain would be lit in a very particular way where it'd show up better on camera. Alright, some of the thunderstorm, not bad, not bad. I think we can do a little better than that. Maybe something bigger? How about a flash flood? Okay, everybody hang on tight, it's about to get wet. Now that flash flood was achieved by thousands of gallons of recycled water being dumped down the hill. You might have recognized it from the music video Judas from Lady Gaga, or in the movie Big Fat Liar.
You can't run the wolf, kid! Yeah, we'll see about that. Hang on, funny folks!
About Liar was filmed here on our old Mexico sets, and from old Mexico, we're now moseying on into the Old West. Welcome to 6 Points. These are our Western sets, some of the oldest sets in history. Some of the greatest Western stars of all time have walked these roads. Everyone from John Wayne to Jimmy Stewart and Clint Eastwood. But it's also been featured in some more recent projects, including Ty West's new horror film, Maxine, and Quentin Tarantino's 9th film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. You know, they actually won an Academy Award for Best Production Design for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, specifically for these sets, because they had to not only decorate them to look like the Old West for the fictional TV show Lancer, in which Rick Dalton was cast in, but they had to make sure that all the film equipment, sound equipment, the cars the actors drove were all 1960s period appropriate, because that's when the film took place. So they essentially decorated one set for 2 completely different time periods at the same time. No wonder they won an Oscar. Now, back in the 1920s, Westerns was Universal's bread and butter. It really put them on the map as a studio. And I love Westerns. I think they're so cool. I really do consider them like the first action movies of all time. We wouldn't have movies like John Wick today without a good old-fashioned Western. And think about those barroom brawl fight scenes. Those happen in like every Western. Those are always my favorite scenes because I love fight choreography, and those scenes were impeccably choreographed and very innovative. For example, the furniture that was used in those scenes was made of balsa wood. It's very light, which makes it easy to pick up and, more importantly, easy to break. So if you see an actor or a stuntman get hit with a bar stool or a chair and it breaks apart on them, they're totally fine. Also, all the glass that shattered in those scenes, either guys getting thrown through windows or beer bottles being smashed on heads, was actually made of sugar. They called it candy glass so it wouldn't cut the actors, so keep that in mind as you check out this clip.
We're just gonna stir things up here. That I am.
How dare you hit that man?
Mine hit the ground first. Mine was taller.
On your right, you can get another glimpse at the Amity Island set, but you might also recognize these sets as Cabot Cove from the hit show Murder, She Wrote. Well, Cabot Cove seems like a nice enough place to live, despite the occasional murder. Speaking of nice places to live, we're entering some residential areas of the lot. On your left is Elm Street, the good kind. That house with the green roof, that was Boo Radley's house in To Kill a Mockingbird with Oscar winner Gregory Peck. And on your right, this beautiful house on the hill is known as the Chicken Ranch. It was featured in The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, starring Dolly Parton. That's where she famously sang I Will Always Love You, before Whitney Houston made it popular. And now we're going to be turning on to Colonial Street. It's been featured recently on Ted and Netflix's Never Have I Ever. You might also know it as Wisteria Lane from ABC's Desperate Housewives.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighbor.
What the heck? Let's do that.
Now, it's very important that we have a residential street like this on the lot for filming purposes because, like the sound stages, this is considered a controlled environment. Filming on an actual residential street can be very disruptive to the people who live there. But here, we can do whatever we want to these houses. We can decorate them to be any time period or any holiday. We can even destroy some of these houses if we wanted to, and we have. There was an episode of Desperate Housewives where a tornado hit the neighborhood. We destroyed some houses for that. In the TV show Good Girls with Mae Whitman, we crashed a car into one of these houses. And in the 1980s comedy film The Burbs, starring Tom Hanks, we straight up blew up one of these houses. And you know, people in real neighborhoods, they get a little bothered when you blow up their house, so we try not to do that too often. Best to do it in a safe, controlled way here on the Backlot. Lots of great films, TV shows, even music videos have shot down here on Colonial Street. Turning back onto what we like to call Steven Spielberg Drive, which is really appropriate because not only has Steven Spielberg been working with Universal Studios since the beginning of his career, you could say his entire career spawned directly from the studio tour. See, back when he was a teenager, Steven Spielberg got on a Gray Line bus tour, and when it stopped here at Universal Studios, he actually got off the bus and hid inside of a bathroom until the bus left, and then he just walked around the Universal Studio lot all day. But because the studio lots were so busy back then, because all movies were filmed on film lots back then, we didn't really shoot on location too often, it was so busy nobody noticed him, and he had like the best day of his life, and it truly inspired him to become one of the most successful directors of all time. All right, everybody, we're about 15 minutes from the end of the tour. We're going to be returning to the theme park shortly. Quick reminder, please remain seated at all times. Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle. If you need any assistance, you can just reach up and grab that red E-cord above your head to get my attention. Now, we were just talking about Steven Spielberg. You know, he actually did direct my favorite movie of all time, Jurassic Park. And coming up on your left, you're going to see some picture cars from the Jurassic Park films. We also have some cars on your right as well. Now, picture car is the term we use to describe any kind of vehicle that appears on a screen. It doesn't have to be a car. It can be a bus, a boat, a plane, a spaceship, maybe a gyrosphere from Jurassic World. Also have some cars from the Flintstones here and the Fast and Furious films, including Dom's famous Charger. And that black and yellow Camaro is, of course, Bumblebee from Paramount's Transformers. Now, you might be driving one of these picture cars late at night. You might want to pull over at a motel for the evening. Hopefully you don't pull over at the Bates Motel. Welcome to the Bates Motel from Alfred Hitchcock's classic 1960s thriller, Psycho. With Mother's House looming in the background.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
12 rooms, 12 vacancies, and a whole lot of fun. All right, coming up on your left is Mother's House. You know, this is the original house from Psycho. It's one of the most historic sets on the entire lot. And, oh no, look who it is. That's Norman Bates. That's the owner of the Bates Motel. I didn't realize he was in today. He's got a weird look in his eye, though. Hey, Norman, we having a good day or a bad day, bud? Oh, this looks like a bad day. We should get out of here. Norman? No, Norman, don't do this. We talked about this, Norman. I can't lose another tour. Oh, close call. So, one of the most historic sets, one of the largest film sets in history. Welcome to Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision of Steven.
When we first began to sit down to talk about the War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. Listen to me. Listen now. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Down close. Let me get in. Get in.
You know, that is an actual 747 airplane that Steven Spielberg found in an airplane graveyard in the Mojave Desert. He had it shipped on down to Hollywood on a fleet of flatbed trucks. They had to cut the plane into 4 pieces just to make the trip, and on top of that, they had to cut off the top of the fuselage just so it could pass under bridges. Now, the original plan was actually to weld it all back together once it arrived in Hollywood, but Spielberg took one look at the plane and said, you know what? Don't bother. Looks perfect. Looked exactly how he imagined a plane might look like if it got attacked by an alien spaceship. Also, I wasn't kidding when I said this is one of the largest film sets in history. It rivals Cecil B. DeMille's ancient Egypt sets from the Ten Commandments and the recreation of the Titanic in James Cameron's Titanic. But the difference is the airplane crash site set was only used in 4 minutes of the final film. The ancient Egypt sets and Titanic sets, those were like the main locations for the entirety of those shoots, but only 4 minutes of War of the Worlds was dedicated to this massive, massive set. That is a flex on Spielberg's part. So, from Alfred Hitchcock to Steven Spielberg, Universal always attracts directors of a certain talent and caliber, just like Mr. Jordan Peele. We are now headed to Jupiter's Claim. This is the actual set from his hit 2022 sci-fi horror film, Nope. Here he is, Jordan Peele, to lead us into Jupiter's Claim.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jupe Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Well, I do. A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Well, it's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy of a gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of a UFO hotspot. What's a bad miracle? Welcome to the world of No.
Gonna be a big nope for me. This place is creeping me out. Not you guys, though. You guys kind of kept your cool back there. I'm impressed. You know, I think you might have what it takes. I think you have what it takes to be in an actual movie yourselves. Luckily for you, we do have some acting slots available in the newest entry of the Fast and Furious franchise, Supercharged. But before we get to it, a quick reminder. Let's please remain seated and keep our arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Alright, I'll give you all the breakdown. So, one of you is going to be playing an undercover witness, but international criminal Owen Shaw is after you. Luckily, Dominic Toretto and the rest of the Fast family, they're going to keep us safe here in Dom's garage. All you got to do is play it cool. I know you'll do great.
Brought you in our secret spot.
All right, look, guys, we're going to keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone could give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay and we'll meet you in there.
This is Agent Novak with an FBI alert about individuals who are not authorized to be involved in the witness protection operation I'm heading up with my FBI team. Be on alert for Dominic Toretto, an ex-convict who has broken laws throughout the U.S. and around the world. Despite his checkered past, Toretto and his crew were recruited by Agent Luke Hobbs to assist U.S. diplomatic security missions and was granted a pardon for the crimes he committed.
we doing. This is the race day after party, and where the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Bill?
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not...
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. I got you. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Cop, I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Hobbs, escort this novice out. Let's go, Cookie Puss. You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of something.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate. Shaw traced us. Ops can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle. It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door. Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
Now's the time to put it on.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn.
After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime! This thing ain't moving fast enough. Roman, Letty, hook him up.
Move by the horn!
Now we're moving.
Dad, look out! You can be the witness to run over the car again! I got company! The witness is mine, Letty!
How about you eat asphalt?
Don't think you're getting away! Put in the claws!
Way to go, Letty.
Don't blame another missile shot!
Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this.
Roman, don't shoot! Head for the bridge! Under construction! Everybody hold on!
Hit the nitrous!
We're not gonna make it!
Ride and die!
And you survived Fast and Furious Supercharged. Nicely done, everyone. You did so well. You're naturals. Total movie star material.
Now, my Mona Lisa got messed up a little bit, but it's all good. We got through it. Y'all held us down. Appreciate it.
They say the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there. And you're welcome to join our crew anytime.
All right, everybody, that is the finale of our tour. Thank you so much for joining us. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge all of the Studio Tour ambassadors, drivers, and tour guides throughout the years who have helped make this Studio Tour world famous, from our first 4 guides and drivers to the hundreds of team members who support the tour today. To our past members, thank you so much for being with us. If you're not a past member, you can head to the Universal box office to see how you can upgrade today's ticket to an annual pass so that you can come back again and again. Also, make sure you've downloaded the Universal Studios Hollywood app. We can confirm that the park closes tonight at 10 p.m. Check wait times on rides and attractions, order food ahead of time, and so much more. If you would like to purchase any of the NBC Universal movies and TV shows you've seen on the tour, you can visit uphe.com or ask at any one of our retail stores. So on behalf of Grant, our awesome driver, myself, Zack, your guide, and everyone here at NBC Universal, we hope you've enjoyed this exclusive behind-the-scenes Hollywood experience, and enjoy the rest of your day here at Universal Studios Hollywood.